Today we're going to be looking at Canadian geese on Hirchfelden, which is a German map for Call of the Wild. It's got an autumn appearance, all the lowlands, it's all farm fields. There's hay fields, cornfields, kind of a variety of terrain. The whole western part of the map is all like mountains, softwoods, hardwoods, a variety of species. To get started with ducks and geese, well, geese in particular, you gotta have Call of the Wild, and then you download I think it's called the Wild Goose Chase DLC. It might be $3 or $4, but it gives you a goose call, I think 20 decoys to start, which is the max attraction amount anyway. And I think they give you a double barrel, like side-by-side 20 gauge. There are also two different dog DLCs you can take advantage of. There is a Bloodhound DLC, which is great for tracking wounded animals or downed animals. And then you've got your Retriever for any class 1 animals, which would be turkey, ducks, geese, basically. And of course, quail, pheasant. Alright, so we're standing here at an equipment locker, and you're going to find these scattered around at all your outposts and tents. So if you look at the map here, you're going to see an icon that looks like a house, and you're going to find, I don't know, a dozen or 14 of them scattered around the map. And you can fast travel to those, and you can get into these storage lockers. So, over the last few years, I've amassed quite a collection of weapons. I've got, every rifle and shotgun you can think of in here. Let's see what we've got here. I've got a nice inline 303. There's cap locks, 50 calibers, different wood types. A 470. 22 Hornet, an M1, which is basically a 30-06. It's a lot of fun to shoot. 7 mil, 6.5. The Ranger 243. Now that's actually the weapon that you'll start with in the game, unless you buy an extra DLC. Sulican. Oh god, there's all kinds of stuff. There's ARs, there's pellet guns, handguns, pistols, revolvers. Now the Cacciatore 12 gauge, this is probably the best shotgun of the game, 6-shot semi-automatic. Over and under 12 gauge. The Grankin shotgun over and under. Drilling rifle. Let's see what else we have here. There's another, I think it's a single shot 20 maybe. There's another 20. There's a nice moss covered. Yeah, and now this is the shotgun that you start with the Goose DLC. They give you a side-by-side Fiona. We've got crossbows. We've got recurves, compounds. Too much ammo. I know I'm wasting a lot of time here, but let's scroll down and see what else is in this box. We've got 10 gauge buckshot. 10 gauge slugs, 12 gauge buckshot, 10 gauge buckshot, slugs, 16 gauge bird shot, on and on. We've even got 20 gauge bird steel shot. Every arrow and bolt you can think of. Tracer arrows. So as far as goose hunting, we'll go back to that. Let's keep going down here. Wild boar, wild turkey crow call, turkey locator, mouth call, all kinds of scent that I rarely use. We got bean goose decoys, Canadian goose decoys, we want those. Eurasian teal decoy, gray lag goose. What else do we have here? Harlequin duck on the Yukon map. And magpie goose, I think they're on the Australian map. I've only hunted them once, but they're a really big goose. Magpie. Wild turkey decoy, century and strutting. Dog biscuits. As far as other equipment, there's a variety pack of binoculars, there's rangefinders. Now the tents, you can purchase those with game cash, and you can use those to fast travel around the map. If there's a place you really like to hunt, you can put a tent down so you can get there quickly. You can fast travel. There's layout blinds, tree stands. What else do we have here? That's just about it. There should be some tripod stands in here. It has tripods and platform stands. All right. Now you can also interact with your dog. You can pull up a wheel where you have options to play, lay down, sit, stay, pet, give a treat. Also in the hunting scenarios, you can ask your dog to retrieve, and you can interact with him during those moments as well. And it creates a bond between you and your dog, and he actually ends up leveling up, becoming more focused, and the bond builds between you two. I happen to name this dog Goose, and he's been a pretty entertaining companion. Now, what we can do while we're here, we're at the outpost, so you can enter an outpost, just go right into a front door, and you're always going to find a bed. So you basically rest, and you can change the time to whatever you want. If you want to hunt at midnight or 5 in the morning, you know, looking at geese, I like starting in the morning, just before daylight, so we'll set it for 5:08. And it changes the time, the weather. You never know what you're going to get for weather. Right now it's raining. It's a little breezy. So, and we can go back to the storage locker, and you can select, go into garage, and there's 3 different 4-wheeler types. Actually, they're all the same type, just different colors. Doesn't make any difference. And then, let's see, we can pull the map up here. And then, you know, you can see the whole road system on the map. We're just going to follow this road down. And then I happen to have a goose set up in this field right here. It's not very far away. Probably like a 1.5-minute run on the 4-wheeler. All right, we're almost there. The 4-wheelers are great. You can take them anywhere. You don't have to stick to the roads. You can pound them through the woods, the fields, the mountains. And they're an awesome, you know, scouting tool. So I'm just going to roll up here. This used to be one of my favorite fields. I mean, it's just a tiny field, a little hay field. But we can at least take a look at some of the decoys and what they do. It's still early morning. It's probably 5:30. So the decoys, you can put up to 20 out for max draw. Now you could put 100 out if you want, but 20 is the biggest draw. So it doesn't do any good to put 21 out. You can pluck them in the ground and put them in any order that you want. You know, some people will completely surround a ground blind or a layout blind. I kind of mix it up, like I've got these directly out in front of my layout blind. And of course the layout blind, you can pick it up, and again, you can position it wherever you want. If you're hunting with a friend, you could put out, you know, more than one blind if you want. If they don't have any, you can put extras out. So you can hunt with a partner, and they could be, you know, 100 feet away or 10 feet away, wherever you want to go. And let's see. Got a few geese flying over. I don't know if they're going to come in, but as far as weapons, I got the 10 gauge for birdshot. You've got full cover until you pop up. As soon as you sit up in your ground blind, then you're exposed. It'll scare birds or whatever animals are around. You can go with a bead, or you can go with the scope. You can pop it on and off instantly with just a couple clicks of a button. I always have binoculars, and of course we got our goose call. It's kind of a generic call. You just kind of pull a trigger, and whatever the call does, it's going to do. And we happen to have our dog Goose with us. You can give him commands to retrieve or lay down. Couple geese coming in, but they're probably 50, 60 yards out. It's really pretty in the morning. The sun hasn't quite come up yet. The clouds are pretty. These guys look promising here. Again, I just wanted to give you an idea of some of the equipment and what to expect if you do download Call of the Wild and the Goose DLC. Now, as you're scattering around the map, you're going to find, like say in these large cornfields, hay fields, you're going to find sign of other animals. Like right here, I've got some pheasant sign. This glowing stuff, it's called disturbed vegetation and need zones. So this is telling me there's approximately 7 pheasant that are feeding here from 4 to 8 in the morning. So I could kind of hunt through this part of the corn piece, this general area. There's a good chance I'm going to bump into some pheasant through here. So yeah, this would also be a great spot for geese. Any of these large cornfields, the geese are going to pour right in, put some decoys out. Even if you don't use a ground blind, you could just lay flat or, get behind in the tree line there and hang out, do some calling. So I think this is called the Peter Shane area, Peter Shane cornfields. You get the large field here, and then east to west, you've got, I would say, at least a couple miles in a straight line of just big corn pieces. You're going to find other things too: red deer, fallow deer, wild boar, pheasant. In fact, here's a pheasant feed zone right here. And we've got a male pheasant running right between me and the dog. I can see a female off the distance there. I'm not sure if we hit anything, but we'll see if Goose can find something. I did see a puff of feathers on one of the shots, so I think I got the male. They did a really great job. Like the details on all the animals, the whitetail, the birds, the turkey, everything. It's just so much detail. So anytime you pick up your kill, you can see where the bullets or BBs, pellets hit the animal. It'll also give you a score of the animal. There's like a range of scoring from bronze all the way up to diamonds. Diamonds are like highly sought after animals, like trophy animals. But just in general, I just go out and have fun, and you get game cash for every kill that you recover. And then in turn, you can use that game cash for more equipment. As far as scouting for geese, one good starting point is just to the west of Schoenfeld straw fields up there, where the hunting pressure is. And then I would take the four-wheeler. I would start right at the very bottom of the map. There's about 150 fields that make kind of a horseshoe down here. Any of these fields could be good. And then you've got a corn piece. You've got a huge corn piece here in the middle of the map. There's more like round bales and straw fields through here, and kind of a mix of hay fields and even some corn, I think, up here. I might actually take a little ride up here just to check it out. So what I'm doing, I just zoomed in on one section of the map. We're up on the very northern central part of the map. I placed a waypoint about a mile to the north that'll bring us right through the fields and get a teeny idea of what it's like just to look at some of the fields in the four-wheeler. I mean, this is a beautiful field. There's kind of a land rise on one part of the field. So you could set up a ground blind or a layout blind on that high point, put some decoys, down on the lower half or something. But you can keep on trucking and see what the rest of it looks like. It looks like we're getting into the Mullerwald cornfields. Kind of a mix in here. It looks like almost like stray corn, kind of mixing in with the hardwood. But I'm sure there's deer and other animals in here. I mean, this is obviously a smaller piece of corn. I don't know if the geese would come in here. They probably would. But we can keep looking. It's pretty in here. It's still early morning. The sun's coming through the trees. Yeah, we'll make a turn back towards our waypoint. Keep scouting. That's one thing about this game. It just keeps pulling you like forward. You just want to see what's over the next ridge or what the next field looks like. This next field, it's a little bit larger. It looks like it has potential, but when I looked at the map and put the waypoint down, it looked like there might have been a big corn piece a little further to the north, so we're going to find out. But actually, I wouldn't discount this field. I mean, this one's large enough to pull some geese in for sure, but we'll see what it looks like on the other side. I mean, this would certainly work. I'm sure the geese would come in here. But I'm more curious about what's on the other side of this little tree line. Oh yeah, this is a beautiful corn piece. I mean, it's wide open. You don't have to worry about the tree lines too much. And you can see them coming a long ways away. You can get some longer shots. You don't need to worry about the trees getting in the way. So if you pull the map up, zoom in a little bit, you can see the areas marked as Mullerwald cornfields, right in the very like north central part of the map. But I mean, really, you can't pick a bad spot as long as you can see well. It comes down to preference. If you want to hunt in corn or hay bales or open straw fields, just go out and explore and have fun with it.